$6 million for machines. Really? What about the added cost of high-tech professionals maintaining them and operating them all throughout the state on election day? How about we just go old school, hand count and save millions, and then pay people $20 an hour to do the work? I think it's a great idea.
Maricopa County tossing out its voting machines. That's after that controversial so-called audit, quote-unquote audit, of 2020 election ballots was ordered by the Republican-led state Senate. You had county officials who were against the audit now saying the machine's security are potentially compromised. The review was done by a Florida company called Cyber Ninjas, whose executives have themselves repeated former President Trump's lies about voting irregularities. The cost of replacing the machines, which, by the way, is a cost that Arizona taxpayers will have to pay, has yet to be announced.
Well, hello once again for broadcast number 2 of Crime of the Century 2020 with James, your bearded conservative. Hey, want to make this kind of short and sweet. Arizona is kind of at a great point in history. Not only are we waiting for the audit to come out, at least the report from it, which I think is just going to blow people's minds from everything I hear. We really need the Arizona legislature to eliminate voting machines in Maricopa County. And I say this because Maricopa County is currently looking at, and they put out a press release related to them replacing the Dominion or Dumb Onion machines that were used in the audit or taken in the audit so they can continue on with their election process. What better time to go to a non-machine election? So really we can keep the same pattern of using machines, which there is some considerable flaws with that, or at a huge cost. Or we could look at putting money into people's pockets by employing them on election day. You say, how's that going to work? Well, what we need is smaller precincts, more polling places for people to go to, and more people to count the ballots. So if you were to say pay someone $20 an hour and you had 100 people counting ballots for 8 hours, that's 16 grand. Okay? Now, increase that up to 1,000. We're looking at 1.6 million, I want to say. And that would easily be able to do Maricopa County's entire election process in one day for far less than the millions that we pay for machines. So I really want to encourage you to write the legislature, ask them to eliminate statewide voting machines. Later on this week, tomorrow, I'm going to talk about the DD voter ID bill. This would apply to every state. It's a great idea with systems we already have. And then on Friday, I will be interviewing someone that was working the audit floors. And no, we will not have them violate any non-disclosure. Anyway, look forward to it. Share if you like what you hear. Share my YouTube site or Crime of the Century's YouTube site. It's not mine. I just happen to be the immediate face of it.
Things coming out of Maricopa County that we expected, that we knew, some stuff that they were foreshadowing, telling us that they were going to do. You can also find this on azcentral.com. But look at this tweet real quick. Breaking. Maricopa County announces it will not use any of the voting equipment that has been in the hands of Cyber Ninjas again. We're just never going to touch it again. County was required under subpoenas to give most of the $6 million in equipment it leases from that company, we can't say its name, to the Senate for the audit. And down below in the small paragraph, it talks about some of the other machines that they may go through, or some other companies are going to look through because they have elections coming up later on in the year. So this is great news, for one, that they're not going to deal with these machines anymore, but also we saw this coming. Remember, Hobbs was running around saying, oh, the machines have been tainted now. They've been in the hands of the cyber ninjas. We don't know if they released some of this information to Saturn, beamed it back down to Chicago. We don't know what they did with the information, so we can never use these machines. And now it's taxpayer dollars that are going to have to fund for the new machines. That was just one of the angles they were trying to use, trying to say, listen, now they're ruining machines and it's millions of dollars to replace them. So we knew they were going to go this angle. But in doing that, a lot of people wanted a paper system, just like it was back in the day. A lot of people prefer that over this method that they're currently using. And a lot of people mention that, like, that would just be better. You have a Republican, a Democrat, independent, you have this, everybody looks over, make sure everything's fine. That's one for this person or that person. That's the way it was done back in the day. That's the way people would prefer it to be.
I could not agree more.